music.
He's been called the world's greatest DJ. With some 18 years behind the decks, the master spinner has hundreds of records to his name, plays sold-out concerts all throughout the year, and raked in $23 million in 2011, putting him firmly on Forbes' list of the world's most powerful celebrities. But it wasn't until 2001 that he caught the ears of mainstream audiences with his remix of this song by Delirium.
In this moment, I am sinking in this silence. Let your friends collect your records and change your number.
Since then, he's worked with some of the world's biggest chart-topping artists, including Gautier, and Kanye West.
You're my heaven, you're my hell.
Never seen you like this before. You were always shouting and screaming for more.
This week, Talk Asia sits down with the multi-award-winning artist and Grammy-nominated DJ Tiësto to find out what's next on his playlist.
Before, you were always shouting and screaming for more. Last night we opened the door. When the body has a key.
Tiësto, welcome to Talk Asia.
Thank you.
You are considered the world's greatest DJ. It's a title you've held for a decade. How do you do it?
I don't know. It's a nice compliment, though. Thank you. I just do my thing and travel around the world, produce a lot of music, and DJ different arenas, clubs, and people seem to like it. So, you know, it's my life.
For people who are not familiar with your music, how would you describe it?
It's electronic dance music, so it has a fast beat and very melodic, a lot of vocals, and it's very happy, uplifting music.
Is that how you find it when you're out there on stage?
It makes people smile, you know? It makes me smile and it's happy. It's like it's party music.
Well, you are from the Netherlands, and the Dutch are known for their love of electronic music. Where does that come from?
I don't know. We almost embraced it from our neighbors. It originated back in Belgium, I think, in 1988. It was called New Beat, and I think the south of Holland totally embraced it, and then it got totally over the whole country. And since then, it's been big in Holland, like the 90s, and still going strong.
I believe that you started DJing when you were like 14 years old at house parties, is that right?
Yeah, at you know, parties for the students and you know, birthday parties, play for my friends. But really, like when I was 19, that's when I moved to clubs.
So when did you decide that this was no longer a hobby and that you would make it your career?
I think like probably 15 years ago. Then I was like, you know, I can make money with this. This is crazy because it's my hobby. And I never really made money with it. And then I started my own record label and started to sell CDs, and it went really well. For my first release, I sold more than 30,000 copies. And that was, for me, phenomenal, you know. And from then on, everything got bigger and better.
So what do you think sets you apart from the rest? I mean, what's the difference between a DJ and you?
Well, I think the big difference is that I'm a real DJ. You know, I can read a crowd really well. I know what to play and know how to keep it interesting for them and for myself as well. Most of the other DJs are more like producers. So they become famous because they make hits and then they start DJing. But I'm more from the other way around. So, you know, I was a DJ first, I started producing later. So for me, it's easier to, I guess, read the crowd and adjust to the crowd wherever I am. I can play in Hong Kong, I can play in New York. It will be a completely different set, but both crowds will be going home happy.
What is it like when you look out at the crowd, at that sea of people, and everyone is pulsing to the music that you are playing?
Well, first of all, I'm thinking like, are these guys all here for me? Wow, that's amazing. And you know, I always look around who's in the crowd, and I really try to interact. I really see the people who I play for.
Tell me, where do you draw your inspiration from?
It's just a lifestyle. It's not one thing. You know, it's just like you live this life, traveling around the world, staying in the best hotels, eating at the best restaurants, play at the best parties. You meet so many interesting people around the world, and I think that all together makes you make this kind of music. And then you play a set, and you're like, wow, this part of the set went really well, so I want to make something in this style that fits there. And I always try to think about tracks I can use in my sets.
You're in Hong Kong tonight, Korea tomorrow.
Yeah.
God knows where after that.
Back to Ibiza.
Right, okay. You play for 1,000 people up to several 100,000 people. What do you prefer?
That's what I love about it. You know, it's never the same. You know, I can play sometimes for 500 people, a very exclusive party, or a guest party, or you know, a private party, and then sometimes you play for 60,000 people in Miami, or even more. And that's what I like about it. It's always different, and I like both. It's a very different setting, different energy, but it's both very nice.
Do you get nervous before you go on stage?
Yeah, not really that crazy nervous, but you do get like, you know, the adrenaline pumping. Like you feel like, okay, you know, I got to deliver.
What is the greatest gig that you've played?
I think one of the greatest gigs I played, I mean, I had many, but to play the opening ceremony at the Olympic Games in Athens in 2004 was pretty special, you know, because it's such a big deal for the whole world, and the whole world's watching. So that was definitely one of the special ones, but you know, like I said, I had many.
You were the first DJ to play at an Olympic Games. I mean, that must have been amazing recognition.
Yeah, not just for me, but for our scene. And I think we definitely started something there, like in 2004, 2005. People recognized the dance music more than before. And especially with me playing at the Olympic Games, that was a big story. It was, you know, it was a headlining story everywhere. So it was amazing to be part of that.
I read that you once performed a set for 12 hours in Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was an experiment, you know. You know, in Amsterdam, people party from 10 in the evening till 10 in the morning. So I just wanted to give them the whole journey. So, but I wouldn't do that again.
No? Why not?
It was very tiring. It was a lot of fun, but you know, to play for 12 hours straight it's very tough.
You have a lifestyle that people only dream of. You travel around the world in your private jet. You hang out with the beautiful, the rich, and the famous. Describe a day in your life.
Well, like I said, every day is different. You know, in 1 week I did 3, 4 parties. I played in Ibiza. I played in Bulgaria on the beach. I played in Mykonos till 7 in the morning. I played with Kanye West, you know, on a private party. I met supermodel Kate Upton. So many, you know, I forget the names, but you know, that's just 1 week. You know, every week something else.
I mean, did you come from a privileged background, or is this
No.
something that, okay?
The opposite, actually. You
Right.
know, I came from a pretty poor background, so to make it all the way here is pretty spectacular. It's like the American dream.
There are plenty of women who throw themselves at you, or at least they throw their underwear at you on stage.
A girl who just threw her bra at me. What are you gonna do with that? Ah, thanks. Let's get married now.
The greatest DJ in the world.
He is your Led Zeppelin. He is your Bon Jovi. He is your U2.
Today we play in 2 different continents. We play in Europe, Paris, and Marrakesh in Africa. This festival ends at 12, so we leave here on the jet at 1 o'clock. And it's a 3-hour flight, plus 2-hour time difference, so we arrive there at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You star in the YouTube series In the Booth, and your life certainly looks very glamorous. Is it?
Yeah, I think it's very glamorous, but I think In the Booth shows you how much fun I have. You know, it's all very natural, and we just travel around and have fun and play parties. And
But is there hard work involved?
of course, you know, I work day and night. I mean, I'm always on the road, always traveling, always working in the studio or working on do my gigs, so there's not much spare time, indeed.
You must be nocturnal because it is 10 to 1 in the morning as we're doing this interview.
For you maybe, but you know, for me, I came from Spain, so I tried to stay on the European time zone. So I went to bed today at 2 p.m. and I slept till 9. So for me, it's actually morning. So good morning.
It's past our bedtime. But for you, we are willing to stay up.
Oh, thank you.
How often do you see daylight?
Well, yeah, pretty often still.
Yeah.
I play till daylight sometimes, so.
Just dance forever. Us all together. 'Cause when the sun goes down on the empty streets, you gotta.
Drugs, obviously, are a big part of the dance music scene. Has that been a part of your life over the years?
No, it's never been. It's, no, it's never been a big deal. And I must say though, I think the drug scene was more in the 90s, I think, or like in the beginning of 2000s, because there's a lot of hip hop kids taking ecstasy when they go to a hip hop show. So it's kind of rock. Rock people take cocaine, probably. So I think it's the same with our genre now. It's probably part of it, but it's not the upper tone anymore.
And what about DJs? I mean, other DJs that you've worked with?
I think the new generation DJs is very clean, very focused on the work and focused on their careers, and you can't afford to do drugs on stage. You know, there's always the exception, I guess, the Amy Winehouse of the DJs somewhere. But I think in general, it just doesn't work like that. You know, people, DJs know they have one chance, and one chance only, so they have to make the most out of it. And yeah, you can't let that go to pieces with drugs.
Now, you mentioned a little bit earlier that you don't have a lot of spare time, so I'm wondering how this affects your social life. You've dated some beautiful women, you were engaged briefly. What is your relationship status at the moment?
That's the only downer about it, you know. It's very hard to have a social life, and yeah, I focused on my career, so everything else got dropped for that. So yeah, hopefully in the future I can get it together, my social life, but at the moment it's very tough.
Is marriage and children part of the plan for you?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I would love to fall in love and get married and have beautiful children. I mean, that's one of the goals in life, I think, to have, and it's a beautiful thing. My sister has kids, all my friends have kids. They show me their, their report cars, and I can show them my sport car.
Well, I know that there are plenty of women who throw themselves at you, or at least they throw their underwear at you on stage.
Yeah, bikinis, underwear, for sure. Yeah, but you know what? That's just a different thing. I mean, that's just more fun, and I don't see that as something realistic. You know, I could never date a girl who just throws a bra at me. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? Ah, thanks. Let's get married now.
Keep it as a souvenir.
Yeah.
And the other question that I'm intrigued to know the answer, obviously electronic music is what you do, but what do you listen to other than, dance music?
I listen to a very variety of music. Like, I love Kanye West, for example, but I love rock music as well, like the Maccabees, or I love Sigur Rós, very beautiful music. Anything that comes on my path, like Santi Gold. I love Santi Gold's new album. Now,
according to my research, you earn something like $250,000 a gig. Forbes claims that you earned $23 million last year, and that you are that you're in the top 100 list as far as world's highest earning celebrities go. That's not bad for a DJ.
It's not bad, eh? Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm glad I can make so much money with what I love to do. You know, I would do it if I make 1% of that. I would still do the same thing. You know, it's a nice bonus. I mean, I guess it comes with a job, but it's amazing.
But how have you made it so lucrative?
I don't really. I have a management who does that for me. You know, I have very good people around me who see business opportunities and they bring it to me. But I'm very strict with that. You know, I always say like it has to come very naturally. I could not do like an endorsement deal with something I don't care about or something that doesn't fit me as a person.
So tell me, what do you spend your money on?
I don't.
You don't?
Well, I don't have really time to spend money, to be honest, because I'm always working. But
if, you know, nice things, I mean, you have a private jet, you have your own jet, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
What about cars, yachts, you know?
You know, cars...
Entertain us,
yachts,
tell us.
I think yachts you always need to rent. I rent yachts.
Okay.
That's easier.
Expensive ones?
Expensive ones, yeah. I spend a lot of money on clothes, then houses, but...
How many houses do you have?
I don't know, a lot. I should count them.
You should.
But the best part about being in this position is that this year I'm going to start my Club Life Foundation. And that's my foundation for charity. And we're going to connect the clubbers with the less fortunate and, you know, try to connect people and raise as much money as possible. And then every year I'm going to pick a few different projects to help with that. And I think that's really a nice thing I can do finally to give something back to the community.
You say that you can only remix songs that you like. Are there big artists out there who have approached you and you've had to say, sorry,
Yes.
I can't do business with you?
Many.
Living Golf Minute in time with Rolex.
We've done most of the work the week before, really, so when we come here, they should be ready. It's like a bit like a racehorse. You can't do the training in the week, really. I mean, they've got to be ready when the gun goes.
What I try and get them to do is just embrace it, embrace the links golf. I've worked hard with all four of my guys, talking to them about that. We talked about it during the practice rounds, and in all honesty, all four of them feel pretty comfortable with it. Now they got to go get the job done.
We played late practice rounds Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and he really liked the way he was hitting the golf ball, starting to hit the golf ball solid. All you really want is to have a chance on Sunday, 4 or 5 o'clock, if you're in the mix on the back nine. That's all you can do.
When is greatness achieved? Is it when your game starts to make others nervous? After your first major championship win? When a signature becomes an autograph? For some, it's still too soon to say.
You have collaborated with a number of artists from different genres. Gautier, Coldplay, Kanye West, you mentioned before, Katy Perry. How do these collaborations come about?
Well, basically they start off as a remix, you know, that they listen to my tracks and they ask me to give my vision on their track. So it's always very easy because I can only do it with tracks I really like. So yeah, I was very flattered when Kanye asked me to remix his song. And the Gautier song is amazing because the original was a big hit, and then my version went to #1 as well in the US, and that was pretty spectacular to have the same song in a different version go to #1.
You say that you can only remix songs that you like. Are there big artists out there who have approached you and you've had to say, sorry,
Yes,
I can't do business with you?
Many. Yeah, I can't say any names though, that would be unfair. But yeah, I get approached weekly by artists to remix, but you know, I say a lot of times say no, because I want to work on my own stuff, and I only want to do like, you know, nice stuff that I can play, that helps me in my sets.
You mentioned you work on your own stuff, and you have 4 studio albums. How do you think your music has changed over the years?
It changed dramatically. It's such a big difference now, like what I play now or even 5 years ago. Yeah, the more quiet groove, it feels like I'm a bottle of wine, you know. The older I get, you know, the tastier, and it's just different. And
the mainstream audience was introduced to your music when you remixed Delirium Silence, featuring the amazing vocals of Sarah McLachlan. What was that like?
That was amazing. That was one of my groundbreaking moments in my career. You know, that track went to #1 in more than 40 countries. So that was a special moment. And yeah, I think after that, I think the whole scene went more underground, actually. And it only made a comeback like 2 years ago. So when I remix now, like Coldplay Paradise, the Gotye remix, I feel I'm in that position again. That what Delirium did back then is what Coldplay and the Gotye remix are doing for me now.
Why do you think it went underground?
Basically because the radio and television didn't support it at all. You know, we didn't have any support from radio and television. And now we have Twitter, Facebook, the world is so open. There's no censored stuff anymore. You can find anything you want musically on internet, and that's what helped our scene a lot.
You are big into social media. You have a million Twitter followers, 12 million Facebook friends, a huge following on YouTube. How important is this to what you do?
It's very important. You know, I love it. I love Twitter. You know, I try to read everything I can on Twitter because you get so much nice feedback about stuff. You know, you just put out a sentence and everybody laughs, or everybody's just sending something back, and it's amazing. And same with Facebook. You know, I'm a lot of Facebook, and it's just amazing. And YouTube, of course, as well. You know, you put on the video and you read the comments underneath, and it's so strong nowadays. Like, yeah, I'm really happy that that I'm so big in the social media world.
What would be your advice to up-and-coming DJs?
It's like becoming a famous model. You know, there's millions of beautiful women out there, but what makes that one more special than the other one? It's a bit of talent, a bit of luck, a bit of dedication, hard work, and the same for DJs. You know, it's not just about being a good DJ; it's about the right music. Fight for every chance you get.
You are 43 years old. How long do you see yourself doing what you do? Can you see yourself doing this when you're 50, 60?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I have no idea. It could be 1 year, it could be 6 months, or it could be 5 years. I'm very spontaneous. So I just play it by ear. It could be ending soon, I think. But
really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, you never know. You never know. I think if as soon as I don't like it anymore, I would do something else. Life's too short to do something I don't like anymore, and I have the opportunity to do a lot of different stuff. So I might just change my career soon. But
if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I would be a fashion designer. Because I love fashion, and I love to make clothes, and love to dress people. And you know, I just did a collaboration with Guess, and we designed a whole line together, Paul Marciano and I. And I really like it. It's so much fun to do.
Tiësto, lovely to meet you. Enjoy Hong Kong.
Thank you. Oh,
thank you.
Let's party.